want to know why we do it? We're in the habit of doing it. And do you know what a habit is? A habit is something you do without giving it any conscious thought. Most people said what they were thinking, they'd probably be speechless. 2% of the people think, 3% of the people think they think, and he said 95% of the people would rather die than think.
To 20 million college students enroll every year. 10 million will change their major, 8 million drop out, and another 8 million will get a job post-graduation that doesn't even require a degree. And 10 million will be in jobs that don't even align with their major. If 8 million drop out and 10 million don't use it, we have 5 to 10% of people that start college actually graduate and use their degree. Meeting new people, having new experiences, being put in new situations, having fun with new friends. The college experience is about getting people out of their comfort zone, causing them to grow and discover who they truly are. If college isn't in the picture, you deprive them of that experience, right? Let me ask you a question. How much traveling could you do with $100,000? Let's just say now that it's just tuition. How much traveling could you do with that $10,000 each year? How many new people would you meet? How many new experiences would you have? And wouldn't you say traveling to a different culture, learning a new language, isn't that taking you more out of your comfort zone? Isn't that more of what the college experience offers? And in that entire time, instead of going 6 figures in debt, you could just be working and actually building your wealth up? I bet most of your minds went to, why don't you just study abroad? And you missed the entire point. If having a college degree is meaningless to our society, and nobody actually learns anything they'll use in the outside world, and if the only argument is the college experience that helps you grow along the way, and I just pointed out a better college experience, a better way to get more cultured, more influential, and learn more about the world, and it's at a fraction of the cost, with the ability for you to actually make money doing it on the side, then why would anyone go to college? School teaches students how to learn by helping them develop skills like studying, problem solving, and working through tough challenges. It shows them how to focus, how to break down complex topics, and keep improving over time. These habits are super important for learning new things both in school and later in life. Agreed, these are valuable skills to learn anything else. But the interesting thing about these skills is you can learn them by learning anything. So knowing that, why don't we just learn what we'll actually use? It's a running joke that none of the stuff that we learn here, we actually use. So why not get the best of both worlds? Why not use the learning process on knowledge that we can apply? Another question I have, is this the best way to learn? Take the ancient Greeks and the Socratic method, for instance. Instead of being force-fed definitions and told to study it and then test it on it, the Socratic method involves a much more engaging way of learning. To use your head and to think for yourself, rather than told to memorize. Aristotle's way of teaching was similar. Students would learn by doing it rather than being told what to do. And Plato's idealism, this encouraged students to do more internal reflections and understanding the concepts as opposed to just memorizing. But do you see the difference? Today they're teaching you what to remember. They're not teaching you how to think. The learning process is great. There's some valuable information there, but they're teaching you the wrong learning process.
Archibald MacLeish had a character stand up in one of his plays. It's called The Secret of Freedom. He had a character stand up and say, the only thing about a man that is a man is his mind. Everything else you can find in a pig or a horse. He was right. You've got marvelous faculties.
And the school system today teaches you not to use it. Now we always get back to this ending argument of, what if I'm a doctor? What if I want to be a lawyer? What if I'm wanting to do something that requires a ton of schooling and requires me to go to college to then go on to become a lawyer? I'm gonna be honest, I can't blame you. If that's what you love to do, if you love practicing law, if you love to help people and save lives, like, who am I to sit here and say don't do that? My question is, why do we have doctors that spend 6 years learning material before they spend a second in the field? Why do we have lawyers that spend 5 years in school before they spend a second in a courtroom? It's a weeding out process. You want the best of the best. You don't just want anyone to be a doctor. Yeah. Don't worry about that. See, that stat is bad. Now just think if you had even more unqualified doctors. Why are we blaming the students? That's like watching sheep get herded and blaming the sheep for getting herded. Nobody's looking at the shepherd. If we have an 8-year weeding out process for doctors, plus years of residency before we really let them go, and they train with the best doctors, the most qualified doctors, who also went through all these years of schooling to really weed out and to get the best doctors, and those are the ones training the new ones every time, then why is medical malpractice so common? Could it be because the information they learned for 8 years doesn't even fucking matter in their occupation? Could it be that they just learned definitions and had to get a bunch of flashcards, and then when they performed their first surgery, they realized that all those went out the window? Could that be the answer? I'm not asking someone that loves helping people not to go try and be a doctor. I'm never gonna do that. What I am gonna ask is, if we want the best lawyers practicing law and helping put the bad guys in jail and keeping the good guys out of jail, and we want the best doctors who actually help and save lives, why not, instead of doing 8 years of definitions, we do 4 years of actual training in the field? Why isn't college for doctors just residency? Answer: because college is a scam. You know, I always disliked it when someone just complained about a problem and didn't actually pose a solution. The hard part isn't to figure out that there's a problem and to complain about it. The hard part is to build something that solves the actual problem and then get that off the ground. We want to make it better and solve the problems that it currently faces. Kids have no idea what to do with their lives. The material they're learning is useless, and nobody in the actual industry cares that they're learning it. And even the way they're taught isn't really the way they should be learning at all. So many students are fed lies, and they spend years of their life trying to figure it out. Colleges and institutions have been feeding lies for years and years and years, and have been profiting off our ignorance. We're about to change that. There are so many great educators out there using the current online platforms that we have, and rather than me just complaining about what the current education model is like, we want to change it. You see, we're looking to build an online education platform from the educators that they want to learn from, and to solve the information not directly translating to what the employers want. We're going to bring in organizations and have them post jobs, and their jobs have a prerequisite of a course. So this helps you with 2 ways. One, you can stand out as a candidate because you can show that you're willing to go above and beyond to get the job, so it helps you get the job. And 2, it makes it so that you know the organization actually cares about the information you're learning. It's not just something that they're saying you should know about the industry. No, this is this company saying, hey, I want our future employees to know this before they start this job. And so in that way, you can solve both at the same time. So it's a win-win-win, and all for a fraction of the cost that you'll be spending at college. It's been a building process all summer. We've got a phenomenal team behind it, and we're super stoked to have it launched later this year. But if I could give one final message to the entire education system, we're not coming to take part. We're coming to take over.